Welcome to our weekend getaway to Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're spending a couple of days staying in the South Side area, working remotely, visiting our favorite dives and breweries, and culminating with a long hike on Lookout Mountain. Yeah, we rediscovered Chattanooga during the pandemic. We were looking for somewhere to get away for a few days, somewhere outdoors focused, nearby. It's only about a 2-hour drive from where we live in Atlanta, so it's easy to just pop up there for a couple of days. But now we've really become fond of Chattanooga. It's got a great food scene, a lot of great breweries, some of the best hiking in the southeast, all within about an hour drive. So yeah, we really try and go at least a few times a year. This will be our first time traveling with our recently adopted corgi Wafels, so that will be interesting. She does love a good hike, but the route that we have in mind is going to be a bit of a test for her and her little legs. I talk about this more as we get into the film, but we have a trip to Switzerland coming up soon, and so this weekend in Chattanooga hiking is a bit of training for Switzerland. Looking forward to the weekend and getting away for a few days. Let's dive in. Say hello.
Hello! Family first road trip.
Waffles is chilling back here. She's slightly freaking out. Say hello, Waffles.
Hello, Papa!
So we are on our way to Chattanooga. I have to fix my hair. We decided to get away for a weekend. This is really a preparation weekend for the Switzerland trip we have coming up. So we are actually currently Googling hikes, trying to find what we're going to do on Saturday. Staying at a hotel that's dog friendly. This is the first time we've traveled with Waffles, so that will be exciting, among other emotions. We're seeing our friends Alex and Cassie as well. We meet them at a brewery and let the kids run around. They'll get to meet Waffles for the first time, so it should be a fun weekend. At this point, we've been to Chattanooga probably 6 or 8 times over the last few years, and we've stayed at a number of hotels and Airbnbs. And there's actually some great Airbnbs in the Southside area. For some reason, there's a ton of small townhomes in this area that are just perfect for 2 people for a weekend. But for this trip, MK had a free Marriott night. Plus, with Waffles, we thought it would be better to stay in a hotel. And yeah, the Moxie is just great. Loads of good spaces to hang out. They got a great bar in the lobby. Plus, you get a free drink when you check in. You know, I typically don't like to hang out at a hotel when I'm visiting a place. I'd rather be out in the place itself. But this outdoor area at the Moxie honestly rivals some of the beer gardens and breweries. Moxie can get a little bit pricey sometimes, and the rooms can be pretty small. We actually got a double room this time so that we'd have extra space with Waffles. But yeah, overall, highly recommend the Moxie if you're staying in the South Side. We made it to Chattanooga. It was a little bit stressful getting here. We were trying to squeeze it in between meetings, and that didn't quite work, so I ended up taking a meeting from the car. Thankfully, that's startup life and nobody really cares too much. So, meeting from the car, meeting from the hotel lobby, then got checked in, then went to a brewery. So, good way to finish off the day, although I have to make up for some lost time because I have some more work to do. So, heading to another brewery now to meet MK and Waffles, passing through one of our favorite areas. Chattanooga in general is super gritty. It's part of what we like about it. It's a small, compact little area that's nice. And there's still a lot of real to it, so yeah. So, we're just leaving Odd Story. It's gotten really cold. I'm glad we packed the jackets that we did. It's a bit of a bleak, dreary day, but that's alright. Dropping off laptops because it's the end of the workday. And then we're going to head to Bitter Alibi, which is one of our favorite little dive bar, restaurant kind of places that Cassie and Alex showed us for the first time. And then probably an early night, because we are tired as shit. I don't really know why. It's an easy place to travel to. It's really not that far. But for some reason, we are just both exhausted. So, anyway, hotel, dinner, probably coding a little more, and then bed. Bitter Alibi is known for their noodles and their Asian-inspired dishes. It's in the basement of this old row house, and we would have absolutely never found it if Cassie and Alex didn't show it to us for the first time. We love their food. We come almost every time we go to Chattanooga. And no idea why, but people leave their business cards wedged in the ceiling, and I left my mark one of the previous times we were here. It's been a nice first afternoon here. Slightly stressful to start, but you know, we made it. Got our work done.
Got fed.
Got fed. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, Friday. Today's the first full day that we have in Chattanooga, and we have nailed the weather. It is absolutely gorgeous. A bit chilly this morning, but it's supposed to warm up to like 65 or 70 degrees, and it will just be lovely. So we are heading to one of our favorite little coffee places for the start of the day. Hang out there for a little while, get some work done. Planning on going to a bakery for lunch. Then we're going to the dog park, let Wafels run around. Then we're going to go to a brewery. And then, yeah, our favorite Latin restaurant for dinner tonight. So should be really nice. As long as it warms up enough for us to take Wafels out. That's the that's the main thing. So, but yeah, couldn't have asked for much better. So let's go. After working from Mean Mug, I decided to go on a bit of a walk in between meetings. Standing in the middle of the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. It's the old train station. I still think the Chattanooga Choo-Choo name is terrible. I feel like embarrassed saying it every time. But it's a really neat spot. I remember coming here as a kid. Actually, we stayed in these train cars, although my older cousin had to come stay with us because my parents didn't love the accommodations. I think we stayed here with my parents once in the train car, but after that they would get a room in the hotel and my cousin would stay with me and my brother. We thought the train cars were so cool. This one behind me has obviously gotten a little decrepit, but I think they just recently kind of redid some of them and opened a new boutique hotel in some of the train cars. I won't pretend that I have a ton of distinct memories, but I definitely do remember the train cars and being here. We used to come up to the aquarium. That's like some of the main memories I have of Chattanooga as a kid. It's just a really nice place to be outside. In between going to the coffee shop and lunch, MK's on a call right now, so I wanted to just be outside in the day. There's not a cloud in the sky. I mean, it's still chilly. It's warmed up a little bit, but we could not have hit this better on the weather, especially for hiking tomorrow. You kind of want it to be a little chilly hiking. This is just gonna be lovely. All right, heading to lunch. For lunch, I met MK at Needlov's Bakery. They're known for their bread and actually bake bread for many of the nearby restaurants. The line typically stretches around the block on the weekends, so we either go during the week or at off times. After lunch, I headed to another brewery just a few blocks away, while MK went back to the hotel for a meeting. Came over here to Five Wits. This was after having lunch at Needlov's. Again, we're just hitting our favorite places on the south side, so great way to finish the workday. Hang out here for a couple hours. Wafels and MK are going to meet me, and then we're going to go to the dog park after this. Cheers to that. Got these little baby pints because it's happy hour. Did she get tired?
What?
Did she get tired?
She got scared.
Oh,
She got scared.
cute.
Well, this is right.
Special delivery.
No, it's okay, baby girl.
Why'd she get scared?
I think all the cars.
Oh.
They're big cars here.
Very loud.
They're very loud.
To make it up to Wafels, our next stop was a dog park called Play Wash Pint. So we're on the way to Play Wash Pint. It's the dog park here in Chattanooga. MK has dreamed of taking Wafels here for years. We come here all the time just to watch the dogs, and now MK is getting to take her own dog to Play Wash Pint. Waffles, we're going to the best place in the world. Waffles, you're about to have so much fun. We spent the afternoon at Play Wash Pint with Waffles. Was it everything you ever hoped and dreamed of?
Perfectenschlau.
Perfectenschlau.
Excuse me. Perfectenschlau.
Perfectenschlau. Yes, of course. Waffles did really well. Now we're heading to dinner, late dinner at State of Confusion. And then probably an early-ish evening as we're waking up early and going to hike tomorrow. So we also realized today that everywhere we have been is within a half-mile radius of the hotel, and even more specifically, like 4 blocks. Part of why we realized we did not really want to live in Chattanooga, because the area we like is very small and very fun. Great for a weekend. Would get a little boring in the long term. But dinner, here we come. Now we're at State of Confusion. It's a really cool old warehouse. Cheers. So what's been your favorite part so far?
Play Wash Pint.
Play Wash Pint?
She just did so well. She played with all the doggies.
Yeah.
She did play fetch, but she did not. Excuse me. She chased after tennis balls. She did not play fetch, because fetch is the full action with getting the tennis ball and bringing it back. She did not bring it back.
Yeah.
I think the balls were too big for her mouth.
That's what she said. When Waffles was introduced at Play Wash Pint today, they brought her in as Lady Stroop Waffles, because that is, of course, her promo name.
The Lady Stroop Waffles has made her Play Wash Pint debut.
The woman asked if we called her lady, and our response was, of course not, she's not a lady. State of Confusion specializes in a wide variety of Latin food from their wood-fire grill. They also have a large ceviche menu, which I've never tried, but apparently is quite good if you're into that sort of thing. Neither of us were super hungry tonight, so we just shared a few small plates. After dinner, it was time to call it a night. We wanted to be well rested for the hike tomorrow. Good morning from day 3? I guess it's day 3. Day 2.5. It is just after 8 a.m. on a Saturday. We are driving up Lookout Mountain, and we're going hiking today. So today is the kind of the main day for coming to Chattanooga. although we do enjoy all of Chattanooga in general. Part of the purpose of this trip was hiking and getting prepared for Switzerland, so that's what we're doing today. We stopped off at breakfast at Mean Mug again, got coffee, ate in the car because of Princess here. Couldn't leave her by herself. There's Princess. And now we're about to start an 8.5 mile hike, which we're slightly intimidated by. We were just looking at it on All Trails, and there's a portion with a 44% grade, so it'll be appropriately challenging, but it'll be good practice for Switzerland. And yeah, just ready to start the day. This route is called the Upper Truck to Bluff Trail Loop. You start out on Bluff Trail and first follow signs for the John Smart Trail. You then descend to the Upper Truck Trail, which you follow for a ways until the Gum Spring Trail takes you back up to Bluff. Overall, the signage is quite good, so it's relatively easy to follow. Been watching the sun come up down the mountain. So far this has been a really cool trail because it's different enough. So we often talk about that being in the southeast, so much of the hiking seems the same, just kind of walking through woods. And this is still walking through woods, obviously, but it's different enough. It's on the side of the mountain. We've got some really neat rock formations. So good hike so far. We're, what, 2 miles in, MK? 1.8 miles in to a 8.7 mile hike. This is a nice wide path. This is pretty easy. Simply lovely. The sun has just started peeking up on top of the mountain. Just a gorgeous day. We could not have gotten this weather any better. Stop for a water break. You can tell Wafels is getting tired. We brought her backpack, so that'll make some good footage.
Mile 4.9.
Mile 4.9 out of 8.7. We're, what, a little over 2 hours, 15 minutes in?
8:19.
There you go. We're not behind schedule. We're definitely not ahead of schedule either. some of what the reviews were saying about this trail. It's one of the not as trekked and populated trails on Lookout Mountain, which is great. I mean, all 4 other people, but it's fun to be out in the middle of nowhere. I will say though, we've been overlooking warehouses and trains. It's like good and bad. You're never that far away. Compared to when we were in Sedona and we actually thought we were gonna die.
Wafels, drink your water. But it has
Alright,
trees.
here we go. Heading off again. And this is where the trail gets steep. This is what we're here for. Preparing for the Swiss mountain elevation. Oh my. Something like 800 feet of vertical elevation and 0.4 miles. So, not even that extreme. The terrain has definitely changed. MK's comment was just, this is about to be a half mile of ass kicking. I would agree so far. We will have a well-deserved kind bar at the top. We made it to the top of the steep incline, but we sat and recovered and had our kind bar. I am an old man. Wow, look at this. This is just... So I'm gonna see if I can try and explain this well. If not, I'll fill in some gaps later. But we were hiking basically down there, And the whole time we were looking up at these rock faces that were on our right. Well, now we've climbed up and are basically walking on a ledge kind of in the middle of the rock face. There's rock faces still above us, but there's pretty sheer drop-offs immediately to our right, which is pretty cool. MK's word was terrifying. I wouldn't say terrifying. I feel generally safe.
Yeah, other than Wafels.
Wafels doesn't realize there's an edge and has skirted with the edge a few times, but yeah, we're basically like looking down on where we were while also looking up, just kind of hiking along this ledge. Cliff face is a strong word. It's not that extreme, but you would definitely die if you fell off to the right, or at least be seriously injured. This is awesome though, like one of the top hikes I've done in the Southeast. This is really neat. Different terrain, challenging. But yeah, look at this. It's just like sheer rock face up. And sheer drop down. Just really cool. Wafels tuckered out. We've resorted to the backpack.
6.75 miles.
She did great. She probably would have kept going, but we made the executive decision. It was time to let her rest. I got MK's pack here. Less than 2 miles to go. Wafels.
Wafels.
Hello.
The lavish short Wafels is being carried by her servant. Make way.
So what does that make me, like the bag boy?
What did you say?
What does that make me, the bag boy?
Yeah, it's the porter.
Ah! Ha ha!
Ha ha!
That was good. made it back 9 miles. That was a butt kicker. We knew it would be, especially right at the end.
Oh, look at that.
Some really cool houses that MK's looking at.
Turn left onto scenic highway.
Very
Right at the end was a not the steepest incline, but I bet it was a little tough ending. So kicked her butt, but we deserve the beer that we're going to have shortly. So back to the hotel, shower, freshen up, and then we're going to the second on-story location to meet Alex and Cassie. So that was super fun. I'm really proud that we did that.
I'm really proud of us, and I'm proud of Wafels.
Wafels did great.
Phenomenal.
7 miles in her little legs.
Little legs.
She is exhausted. She is going to not like us for taking her to Odd Story. But it's alright. We're gonna have fun. And it is just an incredibly gorgeous day, so it's really hard to complain. I really hope we get seats at Odd Story, because my legs are jelly. Jelly, jello, all of the above.
Jellylicious.
Jellylicious, there you go. Good morning. This is our last day here, and we are blessed again with just a gorgeous day. We ended last night at the Speakeasy Company. I didn't record anything there because, one, we were just incredibly tired, and two, it would have felt weird in such an intimate setting. So, but it was a really nice night. We are incredibly sore from the hike that we did yesterday. So, Waffle seems to be doing really well. I don't know how she has the energy and we don't, but she's up and at 'em this morning. Maybe she just doesn't realize what sore is. I don't know. I hurt. MK hurts. Movement has helped. So yeah, it was a really nice last evening. Now we're heading to brunch. We're going to State of Confusion again. We looked at a bunch of places, and this one was the best for outdoor so that we could bring waffles. And I think the plan is that then we're going to go up towards the Riverwalk area and maybe walk across the bridge over to the North Shore for a bit. And yeah, just kind of enjoy a little bit more of this beautiful day in Chattanooga before we head home. So yeah, let's get to it. Well, that's all for now. All in all, it worked out really well. Wafels did fantastic for her first trip with us. Stole the show as usual. The hike ended up being a little bit harder than we anticipated. We were quite sore for a few days after, but that's good. It shows us kind of the upper bound of where we'd want to be on the Switzerland trip. So yeah, that was good. And speaking of Switzerland, I can't wait to get that video together. As I'm filming this outro a couple of months later, we've actually already been on that trip, and it was just incredible. Switzerland is literally a different planet, and I'm just really excited to share our experience there.